Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of The Bug Warrior. In this episode I will show you all the possible places where you can find a Trace of Echoes key. As always, please consider to subscribe if you're looking for short and straight to the point action RPG answers. Alright, let's get to it. Before we begin, allow me to say that finding a Trace of Echoes in Season 14 might be the most difficult item to get. Before I did what I am about to show you, I pretty much tried every possible activity in the endgame and I never found a Trace of Echoes, so I really hope that the following theory and locations that I am about to give you actually works. Alright, so in the last hour I was able to find 2 Trace of Echoes keys, and that was by increasing the monster power as much as possible in both Helltides and by farming elites in Nahantu Escalation dungeons. There is a third place you can farm, which is the Undercity, but I haven't been lucky with that one. Please note that in Season 14, the Trace of Echoes finally shows as if it was a mythic. It makes the same sound when it drops, and its bright purple color is hard to miss. So for sure, a massive improvement from last season. Let's start with Helltides. What you want to do, of course, is go to your nearest Helltide and activate 3 Profane Mindcages, since, as you know, they stack, and each Profane Mindcage increases the monster power by 1. So by activating 3, the monster power of all enemies inside the Helltide will be plus 3, as you can see here. In order to get the Mindcages, you need to slay the butchers. There are 2 ways to slay them. The first one is at Helltides by activating the Mid Brothers node, and at Nightmare and Escalation dungeons by activating the Night Terrors node, both in the Helltide warplans. Be careful when farming these guys, as when you increase the monster power, they will also get plus 3, and if you're caught between them, it will mean instant death. So try to always face one at a time, and never let their demonic chains touch you. So farm Helltides, and the goal is to farm Ruptures and reach the highest threat level as fast as you can. That way the Helltide Harbingers will spawn. As you can see, I was actually running 2 Profane Mindcages, and my first Trace of Echoes dropped from a Helltide Harbinger at maximum threat level. My second Trace of Echoes dropped at an Escalation dungeon tier 2. Anyhow, what you want to do is farm the blue and yellow elites. I actually made a mistake and I wasn't recording the moment the Trace of Echoes dropped, but it dropped from a blue elite. Also, I think it's very important to mention both of us found our keys in Nahantu dungeons. However, my friend found hers by slaying a Dark Omen while farming for gem fragments with the Escalation sigil bug that everybody knows about. Just in case you haven't heard of it, as you know, it requires that you have the branching pathways node active and that you pray that you get the gem reserve and Dark Omen at the Escalation sigil tier 3. What you want to do is farm all chests and then teleport to the hidden overlook waypoint. Then enter the Sanguine Alley, open the map, and go back to the Escalation dungeon again. This bug has been mentioned by a lot of creators, so I just want to quickly mention it just in case, again, if you haven't heard of it. Anyhow, so the Dark Omens at Nahantu were the ones that dropped the Trace of Echoes for her. The reason why I mention this is that maybe there is a relation between the elites or unique monsters and Nahantu dungeons. This is only a theory, but since the Trace of Echoes is so hard to find, hopefully it proves to be true. The last place you can try, as I mentioned, is the Undercity. A lot of people claim that one works. Just remember that should you decide to farm that one, you need to run the yellow tributes, especially the one of armaments, and you need to activate the Gother field node that spawns a portal prankster every time you activate a beacon, meaning you need to activate all beacons. Once you finally get your Trace of Echoes key, remember that you can run it at any time, meaning you can log out, log back in, and the quest will always be there. The reason why I mentioned this is that you want to get as strong as you can so you can reach the highest possible tier, since as you know, the dead effects are what will kill you. Well, also the Vile Lunatics and Falling Swords. You know, the usual Diablo BS. Also remember there are 2 cosmetic rewards you can get at the Echoing Hatred, which are the Howling Mouth of Madness and the Crab with the Knife Pet that you can get by completing tier 60, which is Torment 8. I already made a guide on that, which I will leave in the description if you're interested. Aside from the cosmetic rewards, your main objective is to slay all goblins that spawn, since they will drop Goblins Plunder bags at the end that contain charms, seals, and general loot. Here, for example, on my first run, I managed to reach tier 131 at the Echoing Hatred, and I got around 30 bags if I'm not mistaken. Also very important, remember you can't teleport to town until you're done, meaning that you need to either place everything in your stash or use the vendor and blacksmith ghosts to sell or salvage what you don't need. So there you have it, please give it a try. I'm not saying it will work immediately, but as I said, my friend first told me about this and it worked for me right away, so I really hope it works for you. As always, please share with us your thoughts in the comments. We reached the end of the video, thank you very much for watching. If you made it this far and found the video interesting or useful, please consider to share, like, comment or subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.